What's up, YouTube? Back again with another video, and this time around I'm gonna be showing you guys my updated Prank Kids deck. I promised this in my last video, my pure shaddolls deck. If you want to check that video out, go ahead. Pretty good. But yeah, I've been working on this deck very diligently. Like literally as soon as I finished recording the shaddolls deck, I immediately hopped on this train and I've been working on it. I've been comparing lists, doing research, getting some feedback. Shout out to the Prank Kids group on Facebook. You should check them out. A bunch of us be posting our lists and giving each other feedback and stuff. But yeah, check it out. Great resource if you're trying to work on the deck. Another shout out is to my boy Melvin for making me a great thumbnail. This time, with Prank Kids, and I really like it. It really gives off a very like Prank Kid vibe, like the piece. So yeah, go check him out on Instagram. I'm gonna put his link in the description. But yeah, so like I've been saying, I've been working on this deck, and I found a list I was comfortable with before recording, but I noticed some flaws in like I guess the how I put it together. So I decided to completely do like an overhaul on the deck. So I did like last minute changes, and I like it, but it feels weird playing it. So the main card I switched out was Polymerization. I've always been on the poly bandwagon with Prank Kids. Like the card's really good, but the issue is that you have to draw it with 2 Prank Kids. So that could be situational sometimes. Sometimes you literally just draw 1 Prank Kid and a bunch of random other like hand traps or like one-of stuff like that. So I decided just to focus on the 1-card engine, like a combo version of the deck, and this version of the deck it has been putting in work. Like, not necessarily my build, but a good example is Henko Chow's from Canada. He went 8-0 in his invitational and like swept everybody with the version of the deck. And like he has Forbidden Droplets. That's the main card I don't have. I'll get those one day, don't worry. Maybe when they get reprinted finally. But yeah, like the deck does work. Like the general engine of the deck, like the 1-card combo, does work. It's super consistent, and so some cards just help you like raise the sitting of the deck even higher. So yeah, let's get started. So it's a 40-card main deck. I wanted to keep it low as possible. I know Chow's was I think 44, but then he plays a bunch of good cards I don't have, so I cut it down. But yeah, so for sure playing 3 of every Prank Kid. So the Roxy's, Lamseys, Dropsies, and the Fansies. Big mouthful. But yeah, I'm a big advocate for playing 3 of everyone. I know some people try playing 2 or even 1 Roxy's, and oh, sorry about that. And I don't like agree with that at all. Like you want to be able to see them because each one is a 1-card starter, and I hear that's pretty good. Yeah, and then I play 3 Parallel Exceed. This is actually a new addition to the deck. I was not playing this. Before when I was playing Poly, I was still sitting on like the old school way of playing, kind of. I just changed some cards around, like bumped down pranks, some other things. But I never added this in. And this card's actually really good. Now that Call by the Grave has been at 1 for a while, like this just guarantees you pull off your combo, because you literally go link 1. If they try and you take chain block with this, so they can't respond to the link, like the first Prank Kid, so you can keep doing your combo. If they stop this, you still have your Prank Kid combo. But yeah, card's really good. And I play it as 3 opposed to 2 because I want to see it. Sure, you only resolve it once, but it's like I really want to see it. I want to make sure my combo goes off, because everybody's playing like Skullmeister, Ghost Spell, even Ash, yeah. And then for my hand traps, I play 2 Skullmeister, 3 Ash, 2 Ghost Bell, and 3 Droll and Lockbird. Finally got my Drolls in. But yeah, so Meister, Ghost Bell, I play 2 and 2 just depending on the scenario. I also like having like multiple hand traps in hand that are like the doubles. So having like 1 and 1 in hand comes really clutch because you have double graveyard negate. Ash is just very generic. And then Droll, I went with Droll over Nibiru because people were playing around Nibiru. And then so there's also some people who respect the Nibiru, so like they play under like the 5 summons. So I decided just to go and Droll and Lockbird. Nibiru, like if I was to play like a local event, My locals just opened up like this past weekend, so if I start going again, I'll see how the meta is there. But yeah, like if you're more of like a local event, you could probably main deck Nibiru because everybody's just trying to have fun. At least everybody is. But if you're playing more of like a bigger tournament, I feel like Drone Lockbird is the way to go. Just because it literally shuts down Drytron. It hurts Virtual World. It hurts other decks as well. Card literally says pass your turn. Like, it's very one-sided. It's a really good card. But yeah, that's the hand traps. And then for the spells, I play 3 place. I tried 2 for a little bit, but I went back to 3 because card's really good, and in certain scenarios, it actually helps you chain block as well. So I felt just like, why not play it at 3? More consistency. The 3 Pandemonium, gotta play the 3, especially since I'm not playing Poly anymore. I play the 1 Pranks. 1 is fine. You don't use it for the token effect anymore. You might just do it if you want to like make a bigger link later in the game. But honestly, like, you just do this for recycling, and even then, you don't always like have it for the recycling effect. Still really good. A new addition to the deck, I main deck 2 Dark Ruler. So I got this idea from Hanko Chow, but also some other players who've been trying it before him, or before he like topped, I believe. Card's really good because this deck doesn't really do much to an established field. Like, it doesn't break it right away, especially if there's like negates on the field. So literally this just lets you play the game and potentially like clear your opponent's field. So like, if you're playing against Drytron, they have the Herald with Vanity's Ruler. You literally go Dark Ruler and you get to play. Card's really good. If I had a 3rd, I'd play the 3rd, but I still haven't gotten one. For the one, I play 1 Called By. This is also a new addition. I was not playing this at all. I felt like it was better to play other cards, but I realized like I really need to ensure that my combos resolve, so I decided to put it back in. The 1 Instant Fusion is really good. I really like this when I had more than 1 Rocket Ride, but it still could come in clutch, like if you open it up in the early game. The 1 for 1, this helps you if your first prank kid that wasn't fancies resolves, or doesn't resolve. So like, if you normal summon first Dropsies, Lamsies, or even Roxy's to start your combo, and it gets stopped, this lets you come back to the game. You go 1 for 1, ditch whatever else is in your hand, summon out fancies from deck, and you could do your combo from there. And then I play the 1 Terraforming, and then the 1 Upstart. Upstart is literally just a placeholder. Like, this is supposed to be the 3rd Dark Ruler, but I decided just to put the Upstart just because I could put the RNG draw the decent card randomly. So I decided to just go with the Upstart. If you don't want to play Upstart, I just play like I said, 3rd Dark Ruler, or you could just throw in a random one of. I couldn't really decide on something, so I just went with Upstart. And then I play the 1 Plan still because I like it. Because like, I hear recycling your whole deck's pretty good. For the extra deck, got my 2 little Karibo tokens. I play 3 meow. So I originally was only playing 2 because, you know, I felt 2 was like the right number, I guess. But now that I cut out like the 2nd Rocket Ride, I cut out, what was it, Vertile and Conda, because I'm not playing Thunder Dragon Fusion anymore. I had space, so I put in the 3rd meow. I'm gonna see how this plays out for me. If I feel like it's not needed, I'll switch it out for something, but I'm not too sure yet. Play the 1 Bow Wow. I guess this could be a 2 if you want, but 1 is fine. And then I play 3 Doodle-Doo. Finally get to have a trio and use my signed Doodle-Doo. Shout out to MCO40. Thank you for signing this at YCS Chicago a couple years ago. But yeah, so I play 3 Doodle-Doo now. I've always only played 2. Like, literally at that YCS, I picked up a 3rd, got it signed, and have never used it. But yeah, like, I've always used 2. 3's like really good if there's a lot of like Imperm or Veiler in the middle, because you can literally just keep going into Doodle-Doo, like, if they keep negating them. Right now, you know, those cards aren't really being used. But yeah, like I said, it was like the same idea with the meow. I had space and I wasn't sure to put, so I just put the 3rd copies in. I'll see how it plays out. If I feel like the 3rd one isn't needed, I'll switch it off for something. I play 1 Unicorn. This is also a change. I was playing originally what's it called? I was playing Ningirsu, the World Chalice link, because it outs Dragoon by you send one card from your side of the field and one card on theirs, and that's it. Doesn't target. While Unicorn can't out Dragoon, I still decided to go with it because it's easier to make. Because you can literally go one Prank Kid into meow, summon off the Prank Kid, make Doodle Doo, summon your third Prank Kid, and you can link into this if necessary. While the Ningirsu, you need 2 link monsters, and that could be a little bit more difficult, especially since I'm not playing Poly, so I can't be as explosive. So I just went with the Unicorn. And then I play the 1 Boral Sword. Card's still really good. I don't have an access code talker. If I did, I'd play it because that card is nutty in here because you have like 4 attributes. 5 or 6 if you count the hand chips as well. Then I play the one. I still play the Rowan Roaster because that card is really good. Good thing I waited to see like the other extravaganzas results, because Eldritch is like becoming a lot more popular again, and it actually just won an event. So potentially Rowan Roaster might see a resurgence, so that's why I'm for sure playing it, because you never know, like random backrow decks just appear. Especially, you got to keep in mind, most of us are only playing like local events if our locals are even open, so like backrow decks might be more relevant. So for sure be playing this guy. And then for the fusions, I play 1 Rocket Ride, 1 Weather Washer, and then the 1 Battle Butler. Even with when I played the Dragon Fusion, I only played the 1 Butler because you could just recycle it. For the Xyz, I play 1 Toad and 1 Dweller. Dweller was a more recent addition. Card's really good this format. Like literally, like the Parallel Xyz says chain block and make a free Dweller. Like, card's really good. Now, if only Parallel Xyz was a water monster. But yeah, for the side deck, like I said, or I mentioned earlier, like depending on your locals or what kind of events you're attending, for sure the side deck is up to your choice. But this is what I decided I feel comfortable with. It's just straight 3s of everything. Yeah, so 3 Nibiru. Since I don't main deck it, I decided to side it. Card's still really good. People play around it, but some rogue decks have to keep spamming the field, so this comes in clutch for that. Play 3 Lancia. This is for Dinos, PK, Virtual World, you name it. Like, card's really good. Like, especially against Dinos, like you ditch this on them and it's like, oh, pass turn. Especially against PKs as well. You ditch this and pass turn. You could also use this against Invoked if you want. They can't make the Mechaba, but I feel like there's better options. Then I play 3 Cosmic Cyclone. This is just for back row removal. Card's really good. Pay 1,000, banish something. And it's basically free in the deck if you resolve multiple dropsies. You gain 1,000, you pay 1,000, same thing. And then I side 3 D barriers. I don't really see anybody playing this, but card's really good going first. Like, especially if you open up like somewhat slow, or like kind of if you get hand trapped, this could come in clutch. Like against Virtual World, depending on how they do their levels, you could just go call Synchro or call XYZs, depending on the scenario. So, and then also against Drytron, you just call Ritual. Pendulums, you call Pendulums, they can't play. You call Xyz against Zodiac. Like, when I was playing Poly, I was actually main decking Book of Moon, and that's when like Zodiac was still a little popular. Like from what I've seen in the events, they've kind of died down. It's other like Eldritch variants, but still, D-Barrier is still good for Rogue. That's why I love it. And then the last card I side is 3 Judgment for when I go first. This card literally just says no and shut your opponent out. Like, an issue this deck has is like if people main deck Cosmic Cyclone or decide to side it in against you, Pandemonium can't be activated until the main phase. So if on your opponent's standby phase, if they try Cosmic Cyclone it or doing whatever, you could just Judgment to protect it. Sure, doesn't seem like the best idea, but it's still good nonetheless. And if they don't have an out to your Pandemonium, you just Judgment something else. Like if you're facing against a Drytron and they have like the Herald for something, you just Judgment them and keep playing. But yeah, so that's my Prank Kids deck, guys. Hope you enjoyed. I'm loving being able to play Prank Kids again, because I remember when when Infusion got hit to 1, the deck kind of like died down a little, and it was sad seeing it just like chill there in the deck box. But now that they released Meow, like it brought back life to the deck, and I'm having a lot of fun. Every time I fix up a deck, I really enjoy it. So it's just brings my spark for Yu-Gi-Oh back. But yeah, I might upload a poly version of the deck just so you guys see what my mindset was. But I have to see for sure. Because if this version just performs so much better, like why show the other one? But yeah, that's my Prank Kids deck, guys, and I'll see you next time.